Hello YouTube, this is BUB'S Comics coming at you with a quick figure haul. What we have today are going to be some Secret Wars figures. I went to a con recently. This is kind of my part 2 of the figure haul. If you missed the other ones that I picked up, you can check that out. But basically, when I was going to this con, I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't know how many comics to expect. Sometimes they're toy heavy, sometimes they're comic heavy. These small cons, you never know what you're going after. So I was like, you know what? Even if I don't see any big boy books there, and I don't pick up any nice comics for the collection, I'll at least pick up some figures. And I thought, you know, currently in my collection, I only had this Wolverine, which my wife had got for me, I think for Christmas or my birthday or something last year. But I really wanted it, and I was so happy that she was able to get it for me. It's just a huge thing to me to have that, because it was my favorite figure as a kid. I didn't ever have it. I think my brother had it, and I played with his, and I about wrecked it. So, but these are also my original Spider-Man and my Black Suit Spider-Man toys from when I was a kid. So these are my originals, and this is one that I already had thanks to my wife. So I'll put that there. And you can see that my Spider-Man got played with pretty hard. His feet are all, you know, one of the great things about these toys was that they threw very well. So you could take them, you could throw them across the room and they wouldn't break. Super hardy toys. You could bend them, you could squeeze them, you could push them into places. The only thing that was hard plastic was this centerpiece. And you know, I never broke one, so it must have been made pretty well or had pretty good glue on it. So you can see it's all rubbed out. Most of the paint's gone off the back where it has, you can see there where I've kind of slid it against stuff. Like, shh, like that, you know. So anyway, and they were notoriously bad for not standing, and the legs would bend so much that eventually if you threw them in the box they'd get warped and stuff. Actually, my Black Suit's not in terrible shape. I've seen some of these come up for sale, and they'll be real rubbed off. So my Black Suit's not that bad. But happy to have all three of those little fellas. He won't stand very well, I already know, so we'll put them in the back. So those are guys that I had already had, and then this one was from my wife. So I'll go through a few of them. This one is actually the exact figure I was trying to get. I was excited to get, and he is Daredevil. And this same guy had all of them, and he had them for $5 a piece. In bags, each individually bagged, and they came with the shields. They all came with most of their accessories, and the little, you know, film things that went in there to put inside the shield to make a kind of like a 3D image or lenticular kind of thing. So I had all that going on. It was really cool. I was super happy to get that. Then so I wanted the Daredevil. This was the one I wanted because I just had picked up my Daredevil 1, right, and got it graded and everything and fixed it. You can check those videos out. But I just wanted a Daredevil. I was like, man, I remember playing with Daredevil. Actually, I remember him being darker than this, so maybe the one I had a little bit darker color than this. I don't know. So very happy to have that. And I remember that mine didn't have any of those lines left for the boots. They were all wiped off. And again, a lot of these toys were my brother's toys, and some were mine, but like I don't think the Daredevil was mine. I think that was my brother's. I know I had these two Spider-Man, and I had Iron Man, I know for sure too. I see his legs all kicked out and warped. And I remember that mine had absolutely no yellow left in the center. So that's pretty cool that he has anything left in it. Head more scratched than I remember mine being. A little dirty. I need to clean them up some. And I remember that my boots were almost completely yellow where I had messed with them all the time. So there he goes, Iron Man. Here is Magneto. Never cared for his orange color. But there he is. So I think it's supposed to be red, but it was always kind of orangey to me. Orange and purple. Other than that, very cool. Now the bad guys, they came with these. These were like kind of Doctor Doom-esque shields. So the bad guys came with those type of shields. And I mean, this guy had guns. So a lot of the accessories he just left in a bag. And I bought the bag too, and it was like $5 for the whole bag of accessories. Ended up with another Wolverine, but he only has one claw. And actually, the one that my wife got me is in much better condition. It has maybe some chew or something on there, and it's real dirty. I'm going to try and clean these up with like a magic eraser or something. I'm going to see what I can figure out. But very cool to get another Wolverine too. I was happy about that. Then I think this is Kang. And I want to say that I remember as a kid that Kang, and I had Kang. Kang was one of mine. And I remember as a kid that I think he had like a plastic vest or some kind of like a string type thing. Like it was plastic. But if you tried real hard, you could get it off. And I remember getting it off. So it's funny because he doesn't have his piece either. Just like my original one didn't because I had taken it off. So there's Kang. Very limited motion on these things. But here was, of course, look, all this stuff. I mean, he had it all. It was all there. Almost near complete sets. Here's a gun you never see. But that was an official gun, but you never see that anymore. So, it seems like to me this guy had maybe some leg things too. Some straps around the legs. Because I remember him being able to put a gun around his leg. But here was the one that I still can't believe I scored. This one is a shocker. Move over, guys. Because the main event's coming. Look at this. Dr. Octopus with all his arms. You never see that in the wild. When I was a kid, my Doc Ock had no arms. Like none. Well, he had these two. But he didn't have any of his mechanical arms. These things were put on so flimsy and so weak. And they would just snap off. They were supposed to be able to rotate like that. But if you left it like that, it would just snap off. Super weak. Poorly designed. And so when you see those in the wild, they never have the arms. And if you were a kid that owned that, I would love, put in the comments down below if the arms of your Dr. Octopus survived. I want to know about it because I'd be shocked. And then, as a nice little added bonus, this guy also had two of these Batman and Robin, and these may not be worth a whole lot. They don't have the capes. Batman's a little worse for wear, but Robin's actually in better shape than my original Robin was. And so, but they're missing the capes, which is funny because not too long ago I feel like I still had Batman's cape. But anyway, these guys they were in a set together for $5. Blew my mind in a set together. So I was like, yeah, I gotta have that. They're the same Batman and Robin I had when I was a kid. All this is circa 1984, 85. That's when I had all these originally as a kid, and that's when these all came out. So, pretty cool to have that. Like I said, I know it doesn't match with the Secret Wars set, but I had to show it off since I got it all from the same seller. And also had this mini comic in with it, which I'm pretty sure came from this set, or from one of them, Batman mini comic. So very cool, and it's complete, and it's not filled out or anything. Needs a good clean and press. What'd you say? Maybe we'll do that in another video. So anyway, that's what we had going on here. It's my little Secret Wars plus a little extra DC Love action. Look at all this crap I got with it. I mean, so all the accessories, so awesome. The seller was really cool. $5 a piece, and then these were two set for $5, and you know me, guys, I wasn't even happy with that. Like, I was happy with it, I would have paid it, but I almost wiped out this guy's entire bin. He had a bin of nothing but these, and like a couple of more of the DC, which I did not pick up. He had like Hawkman and a couple others. They might have been worth some money and worth flipping or something like that on eBay, but I didn't want to take the time for all that. So I just wanted to pick up what I wanted. I picked up all these for, of course, not counting my originals and the one my wife got me. I think he wanted, like, the total would have been $40, and I think I got it for like $33, something like that. So really cool dude. Everything worked out, and I'm very happy to have it. So that's it. That's my big action figure haul, Secret Wars edition. Hope you guys like that. Now you got my Secret Wars #1 signed by Jim Shooter up here, and my Secret Wars #10 signed by Mike Zeck. It was just funny because I was really hoping to get a Doctor Doom. He's one of the major parts of that set too, and I don't have him at all. So now but this was a huge dent. Like, I'm not missing very many. So be looking out for those. Can't wait to get them. And I've just super excited. I can't believe, because this is what I was hoping for. When I went to this convention, I was like, man, I'd love to have a chance to pick up some of my old Secret Wars toys, especially the Daredevil. And there he was. And when I saw that Doc Ock with all his arms, I knew I was buying every one of them he had. So, and I did. All right, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed that. I know figure reviews is not something I do a lot on this channel, and I didn't review these all that much, but I showed them off anyway. And it's definitely a figure haul, and my biggest ever at one time. So hope y'all like that, and we'll check you next time on BUB'S Comics. Read a comic, but really play with a toy, you know. Hey, play with little Short Shorts Robin there. I think he'd like it. Look at him. Yeah, he'd like it. So we'll catch you next time on BUB'S Comics. And remember, don't apologize for the glare. Bye.